I'm really anxious to see, and I know all the people watching would certainly want to see this fight too. That's why they tuned in. Jorge Linares and Gamaliel Diaz coming right up. The setting is the bull ring here in Cancun, Mexico, on a warm, balmy evening here in the Cancun area. You know, Cancun is a fairly new area here in the Yucatan. You know, 30 years ago, there was nothing here, and they decided to build a resort. They got decimated by the hurricane a couple of years ago, and done a great job building it up here. All right, coming up. Hello again, everybody. The Colonel Bob Sheridan here with Dave Bontempo. This is the WBC Featherweight Championship of the World as Jorge Linares, perfect 24-0, 15 knockouts, takes on Gamaliel El Platano Diaz, 22-6-2 with 9 knockouts from Mexico City. He's actually from an area called Nahuatl, which is just a suburb inside of Mexico City. 22 million people, you can hardly figure out which place is which. From the Plaza de Toros in Cancun, Mexico. Gamaliel will be making his walk-in. His promoter is Nacho Huiza, who has so many of those terrific fighters from Mexico and the area of Tijuana especially. Gamaliel Diaz making his way out. He was born in Michoacan. There he is, Gamaliel Diaz. What's the book on him, Dave?
Well, he has to set a record in boxing, Colonel. 5 split decision victories. How many times can you get that close and come out ahead? He's also got a majority decision victory, so he's somebody who is used to fighting close bouts and can win late rounds in a close bout.
Well, we saw Jorge Linares against Oscar Larios, and that was a terrific battle, but Linares had to do all the serious fighting. So Gamaliel Diaz, this is a step up in class for him. This guy's a terrific little fighter. He's ranked #1 by the WBC at 126. He's a former NABF champion and former WBC Becker boxer, or you know, Central American champion. Take a look at the tail of the tape. It'll tell us a couple of things. The height's exactly the same. The weight's exactly the same. Linares is 4 years younger, but he has a 2-inch advantage in reach over Gamaliel Diaz. Dave, the rules.
No 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell at all. Only the referee can stop the fight. Physicians have a lot of input, though.
So the WBC rules, the unified rules of boxing. Linares about ready to make his way out. Decked out in burgundy and gold. This kid's a terrific fighter.
Let's go.
I think that Jorge really proved that he's a world-class fighter when he stepped up and beat Oscar Larios. And Larios put a lot of pressure on him in that fight, Dave. But Linares certainly stood the test.
Yeah, he fought a very good Oscar Larios, and as a result, now with Linares and Valero, there's so much excitement and anticipation in the 126 and 130-pound divisions, and he's right in the middle of all the discussions, and his job now is to keep that going and to keep his name relevant in those discussions.
Well, Linares holds the WBC crown. Steve Luvano holds the WBO crown. The IBF champ is the Ghost Guerrero, and Chris John has the WBA title, so there's some good names in there. Jimmy Lennon Jr. is standing by, and we'll have this World Championship fight underway for you momentarily. All right, Jimmy, anytime. We're ready for you. This is a multi-network telecast, so here's James.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we present a World Championship attraction brought to you by Taken Promotions in association with DeBella Entertainment and Periódico Keiki. Sponsored by Tecate, Dolphin Discovery, and Aladia Airlines. Damas y caballeros, ahora tenemos un campeonato mundial sancionada por el CMB Presidente José Suleiman, Supervisor Mauricio Suleiman. Introducing our judges at ringside, presentando a los jueces de San Juan, Puerto Rico, Raúl Nieves. De Winnipeg, Canada, Robert Tapper. De Dickinson, Texas, en los Estados Unidos, Gail Van Hoy. And introducing to you our referee in charge of this bout, el árbitro de los Estados Unidos, Lawrence Cole. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Featherweight Championship of the World. Bien, amigos, presentando un combate a 12 asaltos por el título mundial peso pluma del CMB. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gold trunks. He weighed in at 126 pounds. Presentando al retador en la esquina azul, vestido en pantalón oro y pesando 57 kilos, 200 gramos. His record 22 wins, 6 losses and 2 draws. He has 9 wins coming by way of knockout, and he is the WBC #1 ranked featherweight contender. Su récord, 22 victorias, 6 derrotas y 2 empates, con 9 ganadas por nocaut. Clasificado número 1, CMB del peso pluma. Aquí está el retador de Nezahualcóyotl, México, introducing Gamaliel. World champion on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing burgundy trunks with gold trim. He also weighed in at 126 pounds. Su rival, el campeón en la esquina roja, con pantalón color vino, pesando 57 kilos, 100 gramos. His record, 24 wins, no losses, 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Tiene un récord de 24 victorias sin derrota, con 15 ganadas por knockout. Fighting out of Tokyo, Japan by way of Barinas, Venezuela. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated WBC Featherweight Champion of the World, presentando al sensacional campeón mundial peso pluma del CMB, introducing the undefeated El Niño de Oro, Jorge Linares. Once again, our referee in charge, Lawrence Cole, now to give instructions.
WBC official Lawrence Cole from Texas, calling in Gamaliel Diaz.
Gentlemen, play limpia y buena suerte.
Very, very simple. Good luck. All right, we're set to go from the bull ring, Cancun, Mexico, on Night of Champions. This is our first championship fight of the evening. Jorge Linares and Gamaliel Diaz. Linares distinguished for the burgundy and gold, and in the gold trunks, Gamaliel Diaz. Linares has the beard on a tight shot. You'll be able to follow him. Lawrence Cole says, okay, here we go. This is scheduled for 12 rounds. Diaz has been 10 rounds 6 times in his career, 12 rounds twice. Linares has been 10 rounds 7 times, but never 12 rounds. Most of his fights don't go that long. At 15 knockouts and 24 wins. Again, in the gold trunks is Gamaliel Diaz. In the burgundy with his back to you, now sliding around to the left of your screen, is Jorge Linares. 24-0. Gamaliel Diaz, I saw him early in his career fighting down in Tijuana. He's just a tough kid. He made an interesting statement this week in Cancun. He said, I'll die rather than lose this fight. That's a guy you don't want to be in against.
He will bring a lot of urgency to the table, and he's starting out trying to swarm Linares, who's moving laterally and trying to pop the jab and find his distance.
Nice stiff jab, and Gamaliel attacks him with the right hand and catches Linares early here in round number 1. And David used the term swarm, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, behind that jab and then the good right hand which shook Linares. Diaz came in and tried to follow up.
Linares coming off that July win over Oscar Larios, and that one went 10 rounds. Diaz is coming off a July win when he won a 10-round decision over Elio Rojas in Mexico. His last 2 fights have gone the 10-round distance, but Diaz trying to put the pressure on Linares early here. Linares has weathered the storm, and Diaz goes with that jab. He trains with Soto, Humberto Soto, who's another in the stable of Nacho Weezer from Tijuana.
You expect to go the 12 rounds, you train for the 12 rounds, but every now and then a window is going to open up inside where you can try to go for the win. And that is what Diaz did earlier in this round.
And he's still on the assault, although he was countered pretty good that time by Jorge Linares. Linares, an excellent boxer. Don't forget, Diaz in gold defeated a world champion, the Ghost Robert Guerrero, but in the second fight, Guerrero caught up with him and stopped him in the rematch. Look at this, Diaz just trying to keep the pressure on Linares. And this is the way Diaz has fought his entire career. This guy's an action fighter. He says, you know, I got a lot of respect for Linares, but it's Mexican time now. Linares, of course, trains in Tokyo for the past 5 years.
It's been a good round by Diaz, getting inside and picking the angles once he is on the inside. So he's been able to land the hook and throw the short right hand. He's doing a good job once he slips the jab of Linares.
Linares not strange to international competition. That's a push, and Horace Cole waves it off immediately. He had 155 fights as an amateur. He was a Venezuelan national champ at age 15, a junior Venezuelan champ at 14 as the Bellas ended round number 1. What do you give that one to, Dave?
I'll lean on Diaz.
Yeah, I got to give it to Diaz too, just based on the aggressiveness. But it's important to point out that Linares is well able to absorb the storm. Is Linares. Sunday Tanaka, Tony Rivera, and Rudy Hernandez.
Good jab there by Diaz. He won the battle of that after the right hand also shows you that he's got his power game on early. And this presented him an opportunity. He went for it, but Linares was in too good of conditioning, too schooled, and he weathered that storm. But a good opening round for Diaz.
After the stiff jab by Diaz, and then he caught Linares with the right hand, and Linares' knees actually buckled, but you said the word conditioning. You know, won over the will to be knocked down. He just wouldn't go. Here we go, round 2. Plaza de Toros, Cancun, Mexico. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan with Dave Bontempo. Taken Promotions, along with DeBella, promoting this fight. And the local newspaper here in Cancun, also part of the promotion. And they've done a terrific job as the crowd has turned out en masse for this World Championship fight. Jorge Linares from Diaz in Venezuela, a resident of Tokyo, Japan for the past 5 years. And on the assault again is Gamaliel Diaz in the goal. This time Linares bounds off the ropes. They're trying to hold him off.
A split second separating Linares from getting hit with some big shots, but he's able to show the instinct to get away, find an angle, and score. There, his left hand got to Diaz before the right hand would hit him, and it was a good, solid left hand by Linares.
Linares has terrific hand speed, as you see. He's got punching power, and he's a poised guy. He's patient in the ring. When things weren't going his way in the first round, he survived it, got by it, didn't get knocked down when he was hit by the big right hand, and didn't panic. This guy can throw combinations too. Brother Carlos lives and trains with him over in Tokyo.
You really have to like the head movement of Linares. Able to get away from a lot of shots. Just a quick second instinctive defensive move, and he's not moving straight back. He shows the shoulder, leans, he's off to the side. He's done a good job eluding shots early in this fight, and you get the sense that if he steps up his rhythm a little bit as he evades another shot, that he will follow one of those Diaz misses with a good shot of his own.
Yeah, that's what he does well, is he counters a real wild right hand that time by Diaz, kind of whistling past the chin of Linares. No damage done whatsoever, and Linares really doing a nice job. Look at the double jab that time, no right hand behind it. And Gamaliel Diaz fights like, you know, like he's in a bull ring, like he's the bull. He comes right at you all the time. He conditioned for a full 3 months for this fight of his life. You know, his nickname, Batano, means the banana. I asked him one time, he said, why do they call you the banana? He says, well, I get kind of yellow skin and I'm kind of a hunchback. I look like a banana. But he likes the nickname. See the way his shoulders get around over? And he dresses in the gold, and he's got that kind of golden complexion. Therefore, he's the banana. Diaz. 15 seconds ago, and it's the second round from Cancun, Mexico. Better round for Jorge Linares. All right, the bell ends the second round. Did Linares do enough on your score sheet to win the second round?
Yes.
He did on mine, yeah.
A little bit of ring generalship playing in for him.
So it's dead even after two. It's Nacho Weezer doing the talking. The Ayala brothers and Antonio Lozada also works in that corner.
Linares showing the good head movement, evades the shot, moves to the side, scores, and we'll see him continually trying to do this and then step up for some bigger shots. But he's emphasizing defense first. Good balance. You saw the right hand he was about to throw. It didn't seem right, so he didn't do it. He maintains the balance. He's always ready for the next move, and Diaz bringing the best out of him.
And the replays, folks, I want to remind you that we don't have total control of all the replays here. There's a Mexican television that is producing the fight here, and we have to take the replays that they give us. So sometimes they lean toward the Mexican fighters and what they give you for replays. So don't be fooled into thinking that everything we're showing you in the replay-wise is the way the round is going, because that was a Linares round in our opinion. This is round 3 from Cancun. Colonel Bob Sheridan here with Dave Bontempo.
Between rounds, Diaz's corner telling him to go low, stay down there, go lower, and that's a good move for a smaller fighter. You want to bob and weave, you want to get inside the jab, make yourself a smaller target, and then get inside and crouch, explode into your shot. That's a slip, but that's what the value of being a smaller fighter and getting low is. It helps you get inside the jab.
He was off balance, but he was being pummeled with punches, and Lawrence Cole gave him the benefit of the doubt there as he slipped down. Hard shots to the body by Linares. Linares has turned it up a notch now, and Gamaliel Diaz knows he's in a world title fight right now. This is the kid Diaz that said he's ready to die rather than lose this fight, and he may have to go out on his shield to try and beat a guy with the class of Linares. Gamaliel, you know, is he going to fight smaller? Is he ducking down enough? These are the questions.
And he's not ducking down enough in this round. He's still straight up, trying to fight more comfortably there. It takes a lot of work to get down low. You have to have the spring in your legs. You have to be able to explode off of that stance. And if a guy hits you with a double jab on the way in, well, then you have to reset as well. So it's quite a big job in front of Diaz.
Right now, Linares' jab is doing a nice job. Diaz is trying to load up the right hand, throwing about 3 or 4 in a row. Now he starts to land some shots and then gets his arm hung up in the ropes. Nice stiff jab again in the face by Linares. Under a minute to go in the third round. This is a good boxing match.
He's almost toying with Diaz. That's how good the head movement and the defense of Linares has been. And he's not, but he just gives that impression that it is so effortless right here, using his reach.
Yeah, sorry, David. Totally relaxed is the word for me. I mean, Gamaliel started pressuring from the get-go, and then Linares started turning things around the last round. And Linares just boxing excellently right now as Diaz really tries to make a war of it. But he's a warrior-type fighter. He's also an excellent boxer, but you're in against one of the very best in the world in Jorge Linares, who holds the WBC title. Round 3 action, and round 3 about to come to a close from the bull ring in Cancun. Nice boxing action as Gamaliel tries to put pressure on Linares to the end. That bell's kind of soft, and away they go. But I think that Linares had a nice third round.
Take a look at Matsuda getting taped up as he gets ready to go in and conduct his rematch with Rudy Lopez. The game face starting to take over. Start to get the hands wrapped. Urgency starts to really set in. What's up next? Lopez and Matsuda. That's following the fight in the ring, which is Linares and Diaz. And Linares is doing a great job boxing.
Watch this, what Lawrence Cole called a slip, Dave.
Coming together here, looping right on top. Tangled up but hit the arm. Not a scoring blow at the same time. Fortunately if you get even nicked with a scoring punch at the same time you're stumbling, sometimes you get a tough ball and it is a knockdown, but it wasn't there.
Well, Lawrence Cole, a veteran from the state of Texas in the United States and a very good referee. This is round 4, scheduled for 12. The Plaza de Toros in Cancun, Mexico. Jorge Linares to the right of your screen, the reigning champion, undefeated, 24-0, taking on Gamaliel Diaz, 22-6, a warrior from Mexico. Looping right hand by Gamaliel. Diaz in the gold, Linares with his name on the back of his trunks in the burgundy and gold. There's the hand speed of Linares that has shown throughout this fight thus far.
He is silky smooth here. Sweet movement, good anticipation, firing the hook off the move, or firing the jab off the move. Excellent anticipation, but he walks into one. Diaz dead on the way in.
Yeah, big right hand caught him and down he went. And it looks like he will recover. He has to take the standing 8 count anyhow, but can he totally recover from the punishment that Linares just hit him with the right hand? Set it up with a left hook and then the right hand behind it, a power shot. So Gamaliel Diaz down for one of the few times in his career. And Linares, again, he's not one of these guys that panics as he comes with the uppercut. Now here Diaz has got to grab and hold on and get out of there. Try to get his head clear. Right now he's taking some hellacious headshots. It's not the nature of the beast, Dave. He wants to go toe-to-toe, and it's a mistake with this big banger.
Yeah, especially after he's just been down and really could be out in this round if he doesn't buy some time. We were talking about all the great work Linares was doing with his left hand, the movement, and that's how he was able to sneak the right hand in. Such a savvy veteran.
He is. There's the left hook that time, which is Diaz falls forward. Look at these shots he's taking here. And Linares has turned it up, and there's the weakness of the legs. Linares definitely pushed him down. Lawrence Cole right on top of that. But it shows weakness in the legs, which you would expect after a knockdown like that. That wasn't a light knockdown, Dave. He caught him with a whale of a shot.
Yeah, he really did, and it's still a problem here for Diaz. And when he walks in, he's too predictable. He's in that straight line, and Linares has a field day finding room here.
Linares not only with a left hook and a straight right hand, but he also knows how to come with the uppercut, so he sets him up for all kinds of shots. Looping right hand by Diaz. That isn't a way to beat this guy with big wide punches, but there's a fatigue factor here based on the knockdown. See how wide the punches are of Diaz? He can't get anything straight through. There's the uppercut by Linares.
And that's the shot that's there, and it's been a sneaky uppercut where he's caught Diaz in the middle of movement and just throws it in there almost as a quick afterthought. There's the right hand again. He's got everything to shoot at, Linares does.
Yeah, and he caught him with a kind of a low blow just before that series, which he got away with. And again, digging body shots. These are punishing body shots here in the 4th round. By far the best round of the fight for Jorge Linares, scoring the knockdown. There's the bell ending the 4th. Diaz's corner. Let's listen to him.
Todo lo que tenía que echar. Aquí está, güey. No importa. No pasa. Él va a buscar golpearte por dentro. Entonces, tú tienes que estar vivo en no aventarte para que no le des eso. ¿Sí me explico? Y tienes que girar y volver y volver y volver. Lo tienes que cansar. Trata de golpearlo al pecho y abajo, más que a la cara. Y por dentro, por cancho.
Diaz walks right into trouble. Big right hand as he just walked in and left his hands out unprotected, and he walked into that huge uppercut. After Linares had been doing everything with his left hand, he surprised him with the right hand.
Diaz is cruising along, throwing wide shots. You can't get away with that, Dave, with a guy that can box as well as Linares. At the level that Diaz has been fighting most of his fights, he can get away with it all right by conditioning, training, and grit. But against a a champ like Linares, you just can't get away with it. And he had to pay to Diaz. Luckily, he survived through the 4th round. This is round 5 at the Plaza de Toros in Cancun. Good, hard fight. Linares showing his class against Diaz, but Diaz wants to keep the pressure on. Nacho Huiza in between rounds saying, man, you just can't expose yourself like that.
And that's what happens. Guys start to cheat a little bit on their technique and fundamentals, either as they get tired or if the opponent is more elusive. Now, Diaz was just a little bit lazy when he walked in, and Linares made him pay with the right uppercut. Now, Diaz should go back to what they were telling him. They're trying to crouch, get inside, protect himself, and then try to get inside the jab and score. The problem is he's paying such a big price to get inside. Sometimes he doesn't even get there.
Yeah, he's a big warrior-type fighter. His quote about willing to die rather than lose his fight is testimony to that, to be sure. He wants to land a big, powerful right hand. He's loading up the right hand. He's actually having a pretty good 5th round. But the stinging shots that Linares lands, with his discipline-style boxing, everything he throws is inside the shoulder. When he loads up, it's a short, crisp right hand, like he cut Diaz coming in and dropped him in the 4th round. This is the first of 2 World Championship fights tonight, and this one hasn't disappointed at all. This is real good boxing.
This is an ideal stylistic matchup for Linares, with Diaz coming straight at him. He's got the conditioning, he's got the lateral movement, the angles, knows how to punch off those angles, and trainers talk about making the fight easy on yourself and fighting the right style. And Linares is doing that. Even in a difficult fight, he's making it look easy because he's fighting properly.
Silky smooth. He knows exactly what he's doing in there. Sometimes it could even look like he might be taking the round off, but his punches are so accurate, and he's fighting within his shoulders. He just does everything so well. And meanwhile, Gamaliel Diaz has got sort of a adrenaline flow, trying to put pressure on Linares, but Linares has the double jab, didn't get to piece of him to position himself with the right hand.
Well, Linares is doing what got him here, which is the movement, the jabbing, throwing off the left hand. He is waiting for Diaz to commit to mistakes, and that hasn't happened as often in this round. So it's been a little harder for Linares to score.
In spite of the fact that Linares has been in 12 rounds a couple of times and been 10 rounds his last 2 fights and 6 times in his career, Linares knows that with fatigue, and this guy is a very smart guy in the ring, that this guy will make mistakes, and that's when he'll try to capitalize. He made just 1 mistake so far in the fight when he was loading up his shot, and he got countered with the right hand. And that's really the difference in the fight right now. Linares to the right of your screen, works downstairs at the bell. That's just another good boxing round, in spite of the fact that Diaz was aggressive. Linares scored the punches.
Incómodo. Bien, pero estás tirando muy bien de jab ahora. No te duele nada, ¿verdad? Metro jab abajo y una finta y metro cambio lo canto arriba. Tranquilo, relax. No move, wait. Ahora ya estás ganando la pelea. ¿Ok? Izquierda, jab, arriba, abajo. Y una finta abajo y metro cambio arriba.
He is executing it too. Staying on the outside as Diaz is swarming, makes a miss there, and then the double jab. That's what you have to do against the guy coming right at you. Show him the angles, pop the jab.
All right, here we go to round number 6 at the Bull Ring, the Plaza de Toros in Cancun, Mexico, on a warm but comfortable evening here at the Bull Ring. Linares and Gamaliel Diaz fighting for the WBC Featherweight Championship of the World, which is currently held by Jorge Linares to the left of your screen in the burgundy trunks. Gamaliel Diaz in the gold with Mexico on the back of his trunks on the assault, trying to attack, trying to do something to change the course of this fight. This kid is a determined, tough fighter. Linares taking advantage of his 2-inch reach advantage and just touches him up downstairs. Look how quick the jab is for him.
Diaz, though, landed a left hook and a right hand. He did get close enough in that last sequence to get some satisfaction for his aggression.
Linares does a lot of nice things boxing-wise. Linares is able to back off and take punches on the gloves a lot of time. That time he decided he wanted to load it up. You saw the hand speed, double left, the right hand behind it. And now Linares looks like he may have some sort of second win and want to pick it up here in round number 6.
You talk about the fight setting up ideally for Linares is because Diaz comes right at him and he can pick off of anything that Diaz is showing him. Diaz has to fight this way. Linares says bring it on to him.
He is having a pretty good 6th round here. He's wild and he's tough and he's aggressive, but he's landing some shots too. Linares just so cool in the ring. He gobbles it up, holds him off with a jab. See him up there dancing and bouncing, sliding to his left, then he plants, slides around to the left again. Diaz attacks with 2 right hands, a 3rd right hand, nothing damaging at all.
Difference thus far in this round versus others is that Linares made Diaz miss and pay in other rounds. This round, he's making him miss more, but hasn't stepped up his offense as much.
He had that one flurry where he wanted to tune it up, and you get the idea that he can tune it up anytime he wants, or turn it up anytime he wants, I should say. With a minute to go in this 6th round, Diaz having a pretty good round. Linares has been totally under control, but just on the hustle and the fact that he has landed some shots, Diaz trying to steal this 6th round from the, I would have to say at this stage, the better boxer than Jorge Linares. Remember, Diaz was down in the 4th round and a wild right hand shot, stiff jab on the chin of Diaz. Diaz battles forward. Ricky Cole lets him fight. Now look at that, he shoots 3 uppercuts and just got a little taste of Linares' chin, and Linares comes right back with a strong right hand and turns that right around. Inside of 10 seconds to go in the 6th round from Mexico. It's a tough, hard fight for Diaz. Look at that, he landed the right hand and right away, right in the middle, Linares rips him with the left hook. They scored that round.
Diaz.
Close round, Diaz, the aggressor, landing more. Seems to be sometimes that Linares landed some significant punches during the course of the round, but I agree with David, give Diaz that round.
Diaz was swarming, and Linares made him miss more, but didn't throw the punches on the countering end. There he did, but throughout the round, Diaz was getting in tight and scoring some good hard shots. And that's what he gets for his effort on the other end of it.
All right, here we go. So the advice of Diaz's corner, just keep hitting Linares in the head. Well, there he goes with a straight right hand and another right hand to start the 7th round in Cancun. Whatever Nacho Weezer and Antonio Lasota told him, he's trying to do it. Gamaliel Diaz in the gold with his back to you now, trying to assault the champion, Jorge Linares. Linares, the native of Venezuela, working, training with Mr. Honda, taken in Tokyo, Japan for 5 years. They got in the position of being world champ. Look at this. Gamaliel Diaz landing shots, but no real damage.
Well, Diaz's corner broke it down into the fundamentals, hit him in the head, and he has come out doing that. But the big difference here is Linares is not holding him off. He's not jabbing, he's not keeping him away, and he slowed down himself. So his movement is not helping him out of these situations as it was earlier. And Linares showing a little bit of fatigue, and Diaz showing second life.
Round 7, more of a war here in Cancun, and the crowd loves it. They love this kind of action. Diaz won the first half of this round so far. Landed some good shots, and back comes Linares, who cracks him with a good left hook. Look at Diaz, he's held up Lawrence Cole trying to let him fight as much as possible. He let them go. They had one arm tied up in that last flurry, and he let them go as long as they had one arm free. Difference in the way different referees allow fighters to fight. Some refs, if one side gets tied up, will come in and separate it immediately. Lawrence Cole, that was a terrific referee, Dickie Cole, in the state of Texas, and this guy's a veteran ref. He's done a nice job here in this fight, letting the guys fight. Looping right hand by Linares.
Now, until that right hand got in behind the double left hand that set it up, the jab had been a dormant part of Linares' attack in this round, and that's why Diaz has been able to swarm and go through him. He's not being held up. He just walks through and throws a right hand. Not discouraged at this point. Linares moving straight back more in this round and at the end of the last round, as opposed to earlier when he moved laterally and more purposefully.
And this is what Linares can do well. Jab with the left hand, move side to side, and then let the right hand go behind it. And Diaz got cut back in the fourth round. He was in the process of throwing his own right hand, dipped his left shoulder, get cracked with the right hand to get dropped. And I've got the fight 3 points separating the two, with Diaz winning rounds 1 and 6. And he had the 2-point round back in the fourth round. And I gave the other 3 rounds to Linares, and that's the difference in my score sheet for this point. The judges, Raul Nieves of Puerto Rico, Robert Tapper of Canada, and Gail Van Horn, old pal from Texas, Dickinson, Texas, and the USA. That ends round number 7. Our next fight will feature Rudy Lopez and Naoki Matsuda. This is Lopez.
Lopez getting ready for this rematch. He was doing well the first time, then dropped in the 5th round. Fortunately for him, he gets the rematch. A lot of times guys don't get a chance to get back at the guy that beat them. So it's all on the line for him. As he gets ready.
Dave, action from round 7 coming up here.
Diaz worked his way back in to this. Good cracking right hand through there. He is beating the jab. The right hand of Diaz is beating the jab hand of Linares in the last couple rounds, and that's helped him out. When Linares did get his double jab going, he scored with the right hand behind him.
Did you give Diaz the 7th round?
Yes.
As did I. So I've got it 67-65 with Diaz winning 6 and 7. So Linares had better get on his pony and stop this thing from sliding away, and Diaz just has to keep the pressure up, try to land more right hands. As Nacho Weezer and Antonio Losada told him in between rounds, just hit him in the head, that's all.
All the books and theories on the sweet science, boil it down to just hit him in the head, and if he walks straight to Linares, Diaz will be able to hit him in the head and everywhere else.
Linares has shown terrific hand speed throughout, and there's an example there as he skips forward after 2 jabs in the right hand, but didn't really catch him. There's the hand speed now, and here's Linares cracked him with a pretty good right hand. That right hand was heavier than it looked, and it buckled the knees of Gamaliel. Lawrence Cole says, hey, watch hitting behind the head.
That was a nice outburst by Linares as he tries to turn the tide and remind Diaz that there is a price for coming forward.
Yeah, nothing fancy right now. Both guys are just coming forward. Diaz, when he feels that pressure, should get out of there and reset himself instead of letting Linares just load up shots like this, because Linares with his combinations is dangerous. You heard in between rounds, a few rounds back, there's a couple of low shots there, and Linares backs off. But you know something? These kids that train in those gyms in Tijuana, as Diaz does, in spite of the fact he's from Mexico City, they come up to Tijuana to train, and you've all heard about those gym wars in Philadelphia. Well, the gym wars in Tijuana are quite the same.
And a backward step is not considered good form in those gyms, and Diaz is coming straight ahead here and, you know, waging his type of fight.
And the crowd's getting into this, even though Linares is having a pretty good few seconds right here. There's no quitting Diaz. He looks like a guy. Oh, he gets nailed! Just as I say that, he walks into another right hand. I don't know if he can recover from this, Dave.
I don't think he will.
Concept, it's all over. He's out. It's all over. It'll be scored as an 8th round KO victory for Jorge Linares. So Diaz was trying to crawl back into the fight in the 6th and 7th round. All of a sudden, he walks into his shot and he gets knocked out by Jorge Linares. That just shows you how good Linares is, David.
Two big right hands in this fight tell a big story for him. One is the uppercut for the knockdown, and then the perfect right hand for the knockout. And when you take another look at it, you will see how he turns into the punch and how he sets it up by letting Diaz extend himself, and then he pours into it. Watch how Diaz is extended. His defense is not quite there. Watch the quick turn, the quick sudden shift in weight, and it takes great reaction to do that.
There were two right hands, and that was the second one. Man, he just got all of the jaw that time.
It's the quick thinking on his feet that enabled Linares to turn into that shot, change his own weight in the middle, and then get everything on it. You hear about quickness in boxing, power, and how they are related. And there you saw quickness translated into power.
Well, he just had it all going for him. He landed the heavier blows throughout the course of the fight. He had Diaz down in the 4th round, but Diaz scrapped and got himself back into it. Watch this. There'll be a right hand in here someplace, right there, and then watch this.
The turn.
Boom, right there, the turn.
Turn and the burn, back to back. And that's what the top fighters can do. Sense an opportunity and find the room. He found the room, didn't smother himself, and got everything into it. And he knows, the shake of the fist, that he got everything into it, and it was a perfect shot.
Now his record moves to a perfect 25-0, and that's his 16th knockout. Lawrence Cole didn't bother to count him out. He thought that Diaz may be hurt, and we hope that he's okay. We'll see him get back up momentarily. But this kid is something to behold, Jorge Linares. He's a good one.
Against an opponent who was quite live at this point, coming at him, the turn, the angle, and he drops the big bomb on him. And you have to credit him not just for the punch, but for thinking on his feet to find out where to position himself to throw that shot and maximize it. Diaz is up. It's a great sign.
That's good news. I'm sure it's disappointing for he and Nacho and Tony Lozada, but Diaz made a good account of himself in this fight. But boy, Linares' class just really, the cream, what do they say, rises to the top? It
Yes.
certainly did in this one.
What an opportunist in this fight. Two big right hands completely changed the fight. He'd been boxing well, but he had the big right hand ready when the chance was there. Twice in a row it was.
Gamaliel still a little dazed, and there's the WBC belt, goes back with the guy that brought it in. Jorge Linares. We still have to make this official, so Jimmy Lennon Jr. will make the official announcement. Here comes Jimmy.
Damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo, 2 minutos, 12 segundos, and round número 8. The round is round number 8. He is the winner by way of knockout. El ganador por knockout, el niño de oro, Jorge Linares.
El Niño de Oro, the golden boy, Jorge Linares. 8th round knockout victory over Gamaliel Diaz. Boy, it was a nice fight throughout. You just joined us for one reason or another. In our opening fight of this telecast, we saw Wilfredo Vasquez with a majority draw over Jose Cardenas, and this one was a terrific battle all the way.
Jorge Linares did it all. He boxed, he moved, and he dropped the thunder in when it was there for him. There was a jab hand by Diaz early. Round number 1, Diaz was on the assault and giving problems for Linares. Diaz coming straight ahead, Linares trying to move laterally, and early it was tough for him to figure that out. But that would change right there. The uppercut in round 4 changes everything as Diaz walked in, bit off too much. Diaz tried to turn the momentum around after that, coming straight ahead. And Linares ends it right there after Diaz had some momentum. Just an absolute poetic move here. Look at the hips, he turns, he gets everything into it. And that is a highlight reel right hand by Linares. Right down the pike. Beautiful move to set himself up. Perfect positioning, leverage, balance, and he throws the ball.